Guys, this is over Tongad. There's a tornado starting right over Tongad Industrial.
And as you can see, everything is gone, roof, everything is gone. I'm newly married, just renovated my house after the floods, and this is another disaster for us.
Unfortunately, South Africa has been on my radar for quite some time now, ever since the appearance of this massive blob, this massive anomaly that has been seen over Bouvet Island in Antarctica. Well then, what's the connection? What's the connection between this massive blob on Bouvet Island and South Africa? Well, every time this massive anomaly appears, there happens to be some very extreme weather taking place in South Africa. I have already reported in a couple of videos, and I will link those videos in the comment section below, but I have already reported in a couple of videos when this anomaly is seen, here comes the earthquakes that surround South Africa. When this anomaly is seen, there is extreme heat in South Africa. When this anomaly is seen, there are some bizarre thunderstorms, some bizarre winds that take place in South Africa. As I have said in those videos, it's very clear that the mystery of Bouvet Island has been solved. What's taking place is weather manipulation, weather modification, HAARP. Bouvet Island is a very isolated island where they can conduct a wide range of experiments. A lot of things can take place on this island and we will never know. This island sits on top of a volcano. A lot of energy can be gathered here. Norway owns Bouvet Island, and Norway is one of the 13 founding countries when it comes to CERN. But why? Why target South Africa? Well, for one of these countries has to be target practice, and South Africa just happens to be the perfect target because South Africa is surrounded with phosphorus. Phosphorus is a very important element to human life, and as they say, they, the powers that be, the reserves for phosphorus are running out all across the world, but South Africa has an abundance of phosphorus. Out of nowhere, just recently, Norway just happens to find an overabundance of phosphorus. Now they say they found this phosphorus in Norway, but more than likely the Norway they're talking about is Bouvet Island, and they're targeting South Africa. So with that being said, this brings my attention to a devastating tornado that touched down about 2 weeks ago in South Africa. Before I go ahead and play this video of this massive tornado in South Africa, there's a couple things you need to remember. One, South Africa is not a place that usually gets tornadoes. If they do, they're rather small in size, they're not that powerful. Matter of fact, most people in South Africa, they get their knowledge of massive tornadoes, they study massive tornadoes, watching videos of tornadoes taking place in the United States. And two, this massive tornado, which is already rare for its location, happens to be spinning clockwise. Tornadoes, they generally spin counterclockwise. Now they do say tornadoes spinning clockwise do happen, they're rare, but they do happen. They do give an explanation behind the occurrence, but they could just be covering up for the fact that it could be a man-made tornado. So we have a extremely rare tornado for its size and location doing something rather rare. So this is a hotbed for weather manipulation theories, given the fact already what's taking place on Bouvet Island. But this is the disturbing reality of weather manipulation. I'm gonna go ahead and play the video now. this is a rather scary reality because where are the alarms? Where are the sirens? There are none. Why? Because again, this location normally does not get tornadoes, especially of this magnitude. You're going to have two groups of people on the internet. And like I said before, I do believe in the dead internet theory where 80 to 90% of people on the internet just happen to be bots. Now, I don't believe that everybody that disagrees with me is a bot, but what you'll find is that when something very bizarre happens, something out of the norm happens, you will find that there are a group of people, there happens to be websites, that will say that this is normal. This is something that has always happened. Even though we have never really heard of it before happening, this has always happened. You'll have people saying that this is a wedge tornado, that something like this has never really happened in Africa. But then again, you'll have people saying this is more common than you believe. These people that have explanations for everything, these websites that have explanations for everything, even though what's going on is very, very unusual, they are put there to mask the geoengineering, the weather manipulation. Even though, like I said, we're going to have people easily explaining what's taking place in Africa when it comes to this very weird weather, I have proven in multiple videos that weather manipulation is indeed taking place on Bouvet Island. You can see the HARP antennas in the waters next to Bouvet Island. Now, here's the thing. This one tornado had ended multiple lives, and it caused unfathomable damage. But after this tornado had ended causing this damage, a second larger tornado developed later that day around Tungat and moved east to the coast near Westbrook and Ballito, where it caused further destruction. So South Africa received two large tornadoes that same day, which caused massive destruction and ended multiple lives in a location, and I do have to stress, that normally does not get tornadoes. And they are getting two massive tornadoes the same day. Geoengineering, weather manipulation are by far some of the scarier things that are taking place in this world. It is no longer just a theory or a conspiracy theory. They have proven and shown us they have been manipulating the weather since the 40s, if not before then, through cloud seeding. Earthquakes are also appearing in locations they normally do not appear, such as, for example, just recently, Osceola County in Florida just received a 4.0 magnitude or greater earthquake, which is very unusual because earthquakes are a rare occurrence in Florida. But a couple months ago, South Florida received another 4.0 magnitude earthquake. New Jersey in April received a very rare earthquake. One very weird weather occurrence that happened in 2023 that you don't hear many people talking about, which they should, was that very weird hurricane that occurred in Mexico, Hurricane Otis, where it started as a tropical storm. It stayed a tropical storm for 12 hours. Then as soon as it hit Acapulco, Mexico, it turned into a Category 5 hurricane out of nowhere.
The storm struck in the dead of night. It gave very little warning. Very few weather models that meteorologists look to actually picked up on the rapid intensification that it actually went through. This is the first Category 5 landfall to impact the eastern Pacific, the strongest storm to strike the Pacific coastline of Mexico, and the fastest 12-hour rapid intensification for this area. It is that 12-hour window where it rewrote the history books. It's a Category 2 now. It is weakening rapidly, 110-mile-per-hour winds. That is starting to interact with the mountainous terrain of the Guerrero state. It will rain itself out, but the damage has already been done, taking people by surprise and taking the meteorological community by surprise as well. This was not really forecast to happen. It blew up from a tropical storm to a monster in a period of 24 hours. This is the new normal that we're getting used to.
This is the new normal that we're getting used to.
This hurricane stumped meteorologists. They do not know how it happened. Well, I can guess why it occurred. I can think of a couple things. In any case, thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel and you want to see more, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please like, as any engagement does help the channel grow. Once again, thank you so much for your support.